W's and L's, the weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. It's on you.
Let's start with the dubs. I'm giving a dub out to Darvin Ham. So, you know what? I probably shouldn't even have started here, to be honest with you. Should have started on the other side.
Rewind.
No, we're going to start with Darvin Ham. Okay. It's all good. All right. So, the NBA Cup just ended. The Bucks won. There was a certain NBA Cup winner last year, the team, the organization that treated it like it was an actual championship, hung the banner next to their actual championships, popped champagne like they won something in the middle of the fucking season. Goggles and everything. You know what the Bucks did? Went on about their damn business like they won a basketball game.
I was there. I saw it.
Oh, you watched it? You witnessed it?
I was in the building.
Yeah, look at there.
I went to the NBA Cup Finals.
So did you happen to hear Darvin Ham talk about how we not gonna be out here twerking and doing all this other shit like we just won an NBA championship?
Unfortunately, I didn't hear that.
Would have been a good soundbite.
That would have been.
Anywho, yeah. Shout out to Darvin Ham for being a grown ass man.
Yeah.
And also just throwing shots back at a lackluster team right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who deserves it?
A team that you like.
Nope. No, not presently. Not as presently constituted.
Fair.
Okay, on to the L's. Let's talk about the NBA ratings and how
it's going down.
Yeah, the league has lost half of their viewership, over 50%. I think it's like 53% since 2012.
Yeah.
So in the last decade and change, they've lost half of their viewing audience. What do you think are some of the results of that? Why are we here with such poor NBA viewership?
Because I was going to say something that Shaq said, but nah, that's not it. Obviously, it's not as competitive. We got too much 3-point shooting, not enough dunking, not enough highlights. It's just gotten much more boring. Players are not playing in half of the games. Like, they're not playing a full 82-game season. So then what's the point? If I'm going to tune in, I might not see Giannis. I might not see Kawhi. I might not see Joel Embiid. I might not see some of the players that I'm tuning in to see. It's the product itself has just gotten a little bit more lackluster.
I remember when I was a teenager. And I won't age myself too much here. But
well, you're 45.
Nobody believes that. I remember vividly there was a game, and I want to say that this was an all-star game. Kobe Bryant, it got to the fourth quarter, right? Because it used to be when it was East and West, they BS through the first 2.5, 3 quarters, and then when it's winning time, they actually get competitive because they want to win. Mm-hmm. So it gets to that point in the game, and I feel like it was Dwayne Wade tried to trap Kobe off of a rebound and broke his nose, swapping for the ball. Kobe had to go Black Mamba mask for the next month or so, something like that. Mm-hmm. Man, that was in an all-star game. Correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody tell me if they remember the same play. But it was like he did it, and then I think he played the Heat a week later and tore their ass up. Tore them up. I can remember watching playoff series with the Lakers versus the Trailblazers. I remember watching the Lakers versus the Sacramento Kings. I remember watching the Lakers versus the Houston Rockets. Right? These were teams that hated each other at the time. Like, there was actual beef there. Ron Artest ending up on the Lakers at the end of his career was a shocker. It was Saquon Barkley going to the Eagles. Made absolutely no sense. He's going where? To play with who?
Yeah.
He just tried to fight this man. They win 7 games. There was actual, like you said, competitiveness. There was actual fire and blood in the game back then. They hated each other to a degree that they just don't compete at nowadays. And then you add into that the less physical nature of the game, the more 3-pointers that they're shooting. the amount of time that you actually do get to see the stars playing in the games now.
Players playing for longevity instead of competitiveness.
Yeah, I think a lot of the things about the league can be traced back to some of the changes that were being made when Adam Silver took over.
Sure.
But at the same time, you can't really, I don't think you can blame him totally because it was just the path that David Stern set for him.
The NBA Cup game that I just went to, the finals, was the last game that I've been to. And, I mean, I watch games here and there. I don't watch it anywhere near where I used to.
The Cup is terrible. The way that they've done the All-Star game is terrible. The adjustments that they've made to the playoff schedule, terrible. Terrible. How are we supposed to value the ultimate prize of chasing a championship when you have all these other, like, inter competitions, the
NBA Cup,
the play-in tournament, like you're devaluing it now. You're giving average teams a chance to compete versus the elite for no other reason than to try to drive viewership, and people still aren't watching.
I mean, if there's really for me only one reason that I'm even interested in this NBA season. And that's because the Cavs are on top, baby.
Yeah, let's go Cavs, baby. Let's go Cavs.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Why can't you have the same energy for Ohio State?
I'm a Cavs fan.
Have the same energy for Ohio State in the playoffs.
No.
We can be together on this. We can beat Oregon.
Nah. But we can root for the Cavs, though. Go Spider. Yeah. Darius Garland.
And you can root for Karis LeVert.
Now, one positive thing that has come out of this whole Fournette fiasco is that LeBron took a break. He seems to be going through a midlife crisis. Haven't heard a story about his son in about 2 weeks, so that's positive. And they're also entertaining the idea of trading him. Oh, my God, y'all. We're finally here. Where LeBron is entertaining trade options. Will it be the Warriors? Will it be back to Cleveland to retire out? Wherever he's going, Bronny's going with him. And I think that's beautiful. I think that is beautiful that a father and son will get traded together.
That is insane.
It's wonderful.
That is insane.
It's beautiful. It's just a beautiful thing.
Yikes. Mo Fly says they have a great NBA rivalry with Trae Young versus the Knicks, which isn't getting the pub.
Trae Young versus the entire Knicks organization.
Yeah. But they
Who
never
is he? Reggie Miller?
Because they're so obsessed with LeBron. Okay, yeah, you got it. You got what I was going to
go. They're very LeBron obsessed. They're very LeBron obsessed. And I mean, they kind of let the man drive the media machine for the last decade and then drove that motherfucker right into the ground. Now he's good, right? He's going to end as probably the richest athlete of all time. So they did him a great service. He don't give a shit about where the viewership is right now.
He's gonna cash in with a final season,
but
just like Kobe did.
I can't say that stockpiling every decent player that you possibly can onto a 15-man roster year in, year out, sometimes multiple times in a season, is very good for basketball.
Viewership for the NBA is going to dive off a cliff for a certain demographic once Steph and LeBron are gone, right? And maybe KD.
Say what now?
Viewership for the NBA, at least for a certain demographic, is going to dive right off of a cliff once Steph, LeBron, and KD are
yes,
gone.
Yeah. We were talking about this. Like, so who are the next crop of superstars in the NBA? Like,
I tried to answer. I think they want a overseas star. I think they want a star.
Yeah, that's all well and good, but like,
so like Wemby.
What is Wemby other than tall? Like, what does he get? Like, Giannis has more personality than.
No.
If we're talking about stardom, Giannis has more personality than Wemby.
Wemby fits the Spurs mold.
He's a tree. He's
black
literally
and
a
white.
Tree. He's just a tree.
Yeah.
He's just there, just tall, blowing in the wind.
Pop has more personality
than Wemby, for sure. All right, let's talk about Malika Andrews. So,
gross.
She has been doing a little bit of press here, trying to fight back on the "I hate black men" narrative. Mm-hmm. She's not gonna beat them allegations, y'all. She's not gonna beat them allegations. As she's giving, these quotes talking about how it's, stuff's been misconstrued and, her family choices shouldn't dictate her outlook and blah, 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 blah. Do y'all know? So obviously Malika Andrews is mixed race, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her mother is an author.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
She writes children's books.
Interesting.
Or wrote them. Want to know what one of her children's books was about?
I'm afraid.
It was about a girl.
Okay.
Who's biracial.
Okay.
Who's upset that her skin would never look like her mother's.
I might have seen this.
Pause. Let's just
wasn't really paying attention.
Yep.
But...
Let's pause. Let's hold for a second.
Okay.
Now, given the information I just gave, her mother's an author. Mm-hmm. She writes children's book. Mm-hmm. The children's book is about a biracial girl who is upset that her skin will never be the same as her mother's.
Will not be white.
What race is her?
Oh, sorry. But I don't know for sure.
What race is her mother?
The story set itself up to be. I'm sorry.
Your white mother wrote a children's book about you being distraught over the fact that you weren't going to grow up and be white. Case closed. Moving on. Next take. Next take.
It's a real story.
Next take. It was a real story.
It's real.
Yes, it was a real story.
No, I'm saying like it's clearly real.
She's never beating those allegations ever.
No, ever.
Never. Y'all want something else? Y'all want a little bit, make it a little bit more juicy. So when Ime Udoka got his job at the Houston Rockets, obviously we had to talk about the stuff that was going on with Nia Long and the inappropriate relationship he had when he was at the Celtics. When Joe Mazzulla eventually got that job at the Celtics, we had to talk about a physical altercation that he had that he pled out that he didn't end up actually getting convicted for. He just paid it off. Pled out to a lesser charge and went away. Something that was in his youth. Now he's a grown ass man. We had to dig all that up in those moments. Adrian Payne was another one. Rest in peace. Just had to bring all that stuff up in those moments. Now, when have you heard Malika, Miss McMenamin, talking about J.J. Redick's past with calling a student reporter at Duke, a black female student reporter at Duke, the N-word?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
The day that J.J. Redick got announced, there was a lady. She was like, yeah, I used to work at the University of Duke, yada, yada, yada. The only time I've ever been called an N-word to my face is when I was interviewing J.J. Redick. Tweet went viral. Did Malika pick that up?
No.
Run with it? Did we hear? Did she say anything about J.J. and his past? Oh. Did she find a way to talk about Josh Giddey, who was running around with little girls all last season? Did she talk about Did she mention Josh? No. What about when Myers Leonard was on stream calling people niggers? Did that come across Malika's desk? Did she?
Is that what he said?
Did she say?
I thought he said something anti-Semitic.
Myers Leonard?
Yeah.
I thought he said the N-word.
I thought it was...
Maybe we mixing up white boys here.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He said something...
I don't think I would have cared.
He received criticism for using the anti-Semitic slur, the K word, during a Twitch stream while playing Call of Duty Warzone.
So then, it couldn't have been Myers Leonard because I wouldn't have. Even though that's bad.
Stating that he did not know what it meant.
That's a bad thing. Then why did you say? How did you say it?
Yeah, how do you know what it is and don't know?
Shut up. You shut up.
That's stupid.
I must have been thinking about somebody else. My apologies. Not my apologies. You're still an asshole. So. But anywho. She didn't mention Myles Leonard and his anti-Semitism, now did she?
No.
I'm just like, I just don't think she's ever beating the allegations. They're never going away.
She's not.
Never going away.
Why did her mom write that story? Why are you even talking about that?
That shit is cringy as hell.
So cringy.
Josh, you black, right?
I think so.
Okay. Where you from?
Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, that's your immediate residence. Let's talk nationally. Where are you from?
America.
What is your nationality?
I am American.
American.
African American.
You're African American.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And that's the delineation you choose to live by as African American, right?
Yes, sir.
So how would you feel if someone from outside of your community chose to criticize a small segment of your community and just lambaste it for everyone? Or better yet, criticize the entire community just based off the delineation alone. So just for the specific fact that you are the specific fact that you are black and American and you choose to identify that way is the reason why you're being attacked.
You know, it's trash.
Okay.
Fuck out of here.
Now, add on top of that this individual is somebody who has tried to co-opt your history, the history of your ancestors, the history of your forefathers.
So you're saying this person is from the outside looking in?
Not even a black person in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
A Caucasian.
Yeah,
Literal Caucasian.
Super fuck that nigga.
Like no other way to break it down. A Latino Caucasian. A Spaniard. Like, Fat Joe is who we're talking about here, folks. And if you haven't seen the clip yet, man sat down in the barbershop. What is this podcast called? Because I've seen this podcast before. Joe went on there. A whole bunch of rappers go on there.
It's Math Hoffa, who's a battle
That's
rapper.
Math Hoffa. Math Hoffa is from where?
New York.
He's not international. He's not
Brooklyn?
Ghanaian. He's not Haitian. He's not Jamaican. He's just black and from here, right? He's a black American.
I don't
right?
know him to be any Caribbean.
Okay.
I think he's from Brooklyn specifically.
Cool. So when he's sitting up in that chair listening to a white Latino call black Americans broke niggas, so he's goofy too.
These rumors were made by radical black racists. Let's just say that. Okay? It's a group of these guys that don't want to hear Jamaican, don't want to hear Guyanese, they don't want to hear a black guy that ain't down with them.
Right.
Right? So their job is to criticize anybody who don't look like them or who ain't black American.
Who are these guys?
You want me to say a name? We're going to give them too much clout.
I mean...
The FBA, Foundational Black Authority, whoever the fuck these broke niggas is. I'm just keeping it a buck. And their shit is to attack everybody on Twitter. You see this nigga who run them? Like, your leader? Yo, man, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. And so they trying to change the narrative. They're not from New York.
Right.
So they telling a whole nother story. This was whoopity doop wop. Yo, bro.
So we can call Math Hoffa a goofy ass nigga at the same time. Just like
Math Hoffa's had some goofy ass situations.
Just like when Wiz Khalifa was up there saying, "Oh, Ryan's cool with me because he's never personally called me a nigger," then Shannon Sharp was a goofy ass nigga, right? This is call a coon to the table hour. Okay, Math Hoffa, you can get it first. If Fat Joe is comfortable enough to sit in front of you and call all of your people broke niggas for no other reason than they want to have some sort of pride in themselves, pride in where they come from, to just specifically say what they are. Your beef with Tariq Nasheed is what it is, fam. I'm talking to Fat Joe now. You can go holler at Tariq Nasheed whenever you want to. You can say that nigga's name anytime you want to. But the thing that continues to remind us that you are not from this and that you are a unwelcome guest at this point is that you keep talking to all of us for some beef that you got with one person. Black Americans can exist outside of your beef with the person running an organization. Because before Tariq Nasheed ever got to the forefront and got all of this black national pride going or whatever, there were still black Americans here. We were always a group. There's so many, and I have to say this, just to be honest, like there's so many people outside of that bubble who look at people calling themselves black Americans, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Nobody else is collectively black. If you from Ghana, you Ghanaian. You from Trinidad, you Trinidadian.
If you from Jamaica, you Jamaican.
You Jamaican, you Jamaican. You from Haitian, you Haitian.
If you're from
You,
Nigeria,
you from
you're
Kenya,
Nigerian.
you Kenyan. Now, everybody else can stick to their tribalism and nationalism, except for us. It's all good in the diaspora as long as we're wandering without an identity and not claiming shit. As long as we are continually tethered to the entire continent of Africa in a holistic way, as long as we don't claim a certain area for ourselves, we're fine in the diaspora. The minute you stand up and you start saying, I'm from here,
which is the truth, 1,000% the truth,
then it's a problem. Now, we can have these talks. We can have these discussions. I'll sit down with anybody from any different type of culture and have this talk when we talking black. Just not outside of black people. I'm not having this talk with fucking Joe. You're not part of this discussion, fam. You don't belong here. You are like I said, you overstaying your welcome. You speaking on shit that you ain't got no business opening your mouth about. Now picture me coming in to a Latino conversation and trying to dictate what should happen in that community. Picture me trying to talk about, certain Latinos having problems with the way that you present and the culture that you perpetuate and how that is not distinct to what they came up with and what they believe that Latinos should promote. Imagine me speaking about that from outside of the community. Imagine me speaking about you claiming that Latinos and Puerto Ricans helped create hip hop, right? They were equal partners in creating hip hop, except you don't talk about the fact that there are Puerto Ricans that don't want to see any Puerto Ricans messing with black people. Morenos, right? Morenos, right? Why are we messing with the Morenos? Picture me talking about that shit as if I know, as if I'm part of that culture, as if I have a license to speak on that shit. How about you stay in your lane, fam? And any goofy ass Negro who gonna sit up there and coon and show his teeth why this Caucasian Latino is calling black Americans broke niggas. You're a goofy. You're a coon. Exit stage right. Give your card to Fat Joe since you want him to have it so bad.
How do you escape? Literally, you're a battle rapper. He's a rap star. How do you escape the realm of rap and just start talking about shit that you shouldn't be talking about? How does that happen? Right? Stick to talking about rap. That's what we want you here for.
When you off code, you off code. When you're going to allow people to say certain stuff and do certain stuff, you're gonna do it. If you don't have no backbone, you're gonna let people walk all over you. I don't have no respect for nobody who's gonna sit up there and listen to that and just let it slide. Don't tell me that you didn't think it. Don't tell me that you didn't agree with it. You let it rock. You didn't say anything. You didn't say shit. And for Joe, stick to your community, fam. Stick to your community. Stick to your people. When you speaking about cultural ills and things that need to be fixed and changed, talk about the shit that pertains to you. Or challenge Tariq Nasheed to a debate. Either way, shut the fuck up. Tired of hearing that shit, man. Tired of hearing that man specifically talk over and over and over again about black shit. Like who the hell is he also called people radical black racist? That's who's apparently the entire delineation of black Americans was started by radical black racists, not by slave owners that brought us here, right? No. Certainly not the slave ships. No. That's not what created a black American. It was radical black racists. Shut your dumb ass up.
Yeah, they're the ones that brought us over here.
Shut your dumb ass up.
That makes sense. Yikes. All right. Let me go ahead and start off with my dubs and L's. I'm going to give a couple of dubs. These are probably going to be some quick dubs. First dub, I'm just going to be quick about it. I just got to give it out because it is a thing that I liked, and that's how we do this thing. Ohio State played wonderfully against Tennessee. Good job, guys. Dub to everybody involved. I'm not going to speak about it for too long.
The only good thing about Ohio State winning is that, number one, we can complete the narrative of Southern teams. Oh, if y'all ever had to come up north in postseason and play a game, we kill y'all. Check.
Yep.
check and check because Southern Methodist did the same thing at Penn State.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
check and check.
Yep.
But also that everything we were hearing about the playoffs leading into y'all's game last night, Indiana and SMU shouldn't have been there. Should have been Ole Miss and Alabama. Should have been Ole Miss and Alabama. And for a team that I think beat both Ole Miss and Alabama, if I'm not mistaken.
They beat Bama.
Did they not beat Ole Miss?
I don't know if they played Ole Miss.
However you look at it.
Or maybe they did. And if they did, then they beat them.
They ass spanked. Got spanked. Whooped. Wasn't even competitive.
Yeah, they didn't play them.
Didn't belong on the field. So if Indiana didn't belong on the field, Indiana didn't lose as bad as Tennessee did.
Facts.
If SMU didn't belong on the field, SMU didn't lose as bad as Tennessee.
And I'll be honest, I think SMU's quarterback was
he just had a nightmare game.
Reason.
He had a nightmare game.
Yeah.
Nightmare, absolute nightmare.
2 pick sixes. What did he have come out
3
with? 4
picks total, yeah.
Okay, three picks total.
3 picks total, 2 pick sixes. He had an absolute nightmare.
And they didn't
game.
even score until they got those pick sixes. So like
that was Penn State's only points for a long time.
Yeah.
For a minute. So
Agree with everything you just said. Lane Kiffin is mad quiet now, so fuck him. But yeah, shout out to my boys. They did their thing. They did their big one. Now let's do another big one against Oregon. Just saying. All right. Next dub. Going to the real reason why I was out last week. I was out in Vegas, enjoying myself. Came up big the first day I was there. Matter of fact, while y'all were doing the live stream, I was in a casino winning big on video blackjack. Like I gave myself a budget and I doubled it the first day.
Nice.
Ended up losing some of it again.
Oh, well.
But still had fun. Went to the Vegas, went to the NBA Cup in Vegas. So that was fun. Saw a stand-up comedian who wasn't so great. But I'm not even going to trip on that.
Stand-up comedian?
Eddie Griffin.
He wasn't good?
No.
What?
I mean, I will say he did make me laugh at times, but got there and was just extremely drunk and had more drinks during the set.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And
apparently he does that quite a bit.
It's residency in Vegas.
Yeah. But I mean, I will say he did make me laugh at times. So it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. But it was kind of crazy. But yeah, no, I had fun in Vegas, especially for my first time in Vegas. Definitely looking to go back. But if I go back, some stipulations are going to need to be had. First of all, you kind of got to go with an event in mind, like you're going for this event. Because if not, then it's eventually just going to become I'm at the casino, and then you're just going to lose money. Mm-hmm. But then other than that, yeah, I got some other stipulations that I feel like if I'm going back to Vegas, this has to be done. Still enjoyed myself though. And with that, I'm going to give a dub to both Marcus and Blues House for holding it down while I was gone, obviously. The live stream was great. I still thoroughly enjoyed myself while watching for the time that I could. So if you didn't see any of the videos from last week, obviously, what are you doing? Go back and watch some of those. But yeah, no, I think they both held it down. I think Blue really embraced coming onto the pod and doing some of the W's and L's and everything like that. So shout out to the both of y'all for holding it down. I got to give a slight dub to Raymond 2000.
Shout out to Raymond.
Yeah, because he showed up into the Pantheon live stream and was like, oh, Marcus is here. I wanted Josh again.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
We had to correct that.
That was crazy. Oh, man. All right, y'all. Anything else we got to talk about? I think that's pretty much it.
Nah, it's a solid show, man. Thanks, everybody, for in the chat. All 19 people. Smash before you get out of here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Share this out to your friends, your family, anybody who's, needing something to do on a cool Saturday afternoon. We'll be here every Saturday to kick it. Wow. I don't know what day it is. Cool Sunday afternoon. We'll be here every Sunday to kick it with you.
Absolutely. And make sure you check out our W's and L's playlist full of things that we talked about from previous weeks. Some good stuff obviously in there. And make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe for more. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry
for
Christmas.
sure. Merry Christmas. Guess we'll see y'all next Saturday.